This simple Bitcoin momentum trading strategy outperforms buy and hold, using just one indicator. In this video, I'll show you exactly how this strategy works, the indicator it uses, and how it performed against just holding Bitcoin over the past few years. No fluff, just the data. Buy and hold works long-term, but it comes with some serious pain. Massive drawdowns, brutal bear markets, and the psychological toll of seeing your portfolio drop 60, 70, even 80%. Everyone talks about buying the dip, but what if the real edge is buying high, when Bitcoin is already showing momentum? This is our strategy. We're working on the daily time frame. Here's how it works. To open a position, wait for the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, set to 5 periods to go above 70. That signals strong upward momentum. To close the position, simply exit when the RSI drops back below 70. It's a simple momentum-based strategy, clear, rule-based, and easy to follow. To backtest and visualize the strategy, we head over to metaduro.com and simply write our rules into the platform. Now check this out. Even though the win rate is lower, the RSI strategy had a much better risk-adjusted return. The Sharpe ratio is over 5 times higher, and the max drawdown was much smaller. At first, it seems strange to buy when RSI is over 70. Isn't that supposed to be too late? But what this strategy does is ride momentum. It enters trades only when Bitcoin is already strong and gets out before the move fades. Here's the upside. You avoid most of Bitcoin's brutal crashes. You trade far less often than typical systems. It's easy to automate. And the downside? You miss early stages of rallies. You might sit in cash during long sideways markets, and it can be hard emotionally to buy high. Bottom line, this RSI momentum strategy might not be perfect, but it clearly has merit, especially if you're looking for a systematic, lower-risk way to trade Bitcoin. We can also test it on the weekly time frame and compare it to the benchmark. It still performs well, with lower drawdowns than the benchmark. How does it look on your? Now let's check the results for Ethereum on the daily time frame. It doesn't outperform, but the equity curve looks much smoother. To make sure we're not overfitting, we adjust the RSI level to 60, and once again, we get solid results. Overall, this strategy looks interesting. Finally, let's see what happens when we test it on the top 20 cryptocurrencies. The results? Only 2 of them show negative performance. The rest are positive. Let's go back to our starting point. We asked a simple question. Can a basic RSI momentum strategy outperform buy and hold on Bitcoin? We tested it, and the answer was surprising. By entering a trade when RSI crosses above 70 and exiting when it drops back below, the strategy not only delivered strong returns, but it also significantly reduced drawdowns. But is that just luck? To find out, we took it a step further. The result? The strategy continued to perform well, with even lower drawdowns compared to the benchmark. It maintained its edge, even with fewer signals and slower reactions. Then we switched to Ethereum, testing the same strategy on the daily time frame. Here it didn't outperform the benchmark in terms of raw return, but the equity curve looked much smoother and more stable. That tells us it may be better at managing risk, even if it doesn't always beat buy and hold in every asset. Still, we had to be careful. Is this just overfitting? To test that, we changed the RSI threshold from 70 down to 60. Would it break the system? Not at all. We saw consistently strong results again. That's a good sign. It tells us this approach might have some robustness. So far, so good. But one last question remained. What happens when we run this strategy across the top 20 cryptocurrencies? If it only works on Bitcoin and Ethereum, it might be too narrow. But here's what we found. Out of 20 assets, only 2 showed negative results. The rest, positive outcomes, some of them very strong. Final words, that's impressive for such a simple rule. No complex indicators, no optimization. Just one idea, momentum works, even in crypto. And with just the RSI and a bit of discipline, you might be able to reduce risk and capture strong gains. The results speak for themselves. Of course, no strategy is perfect. Markets evolve, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. But the fact that such a simple rule works across multiple assets and timeframes is worth paying attention to. This could be a powerful foundation. You can build on it, combine it with other indicators, or even automate it. The key takeaway? Sometimes less is more. If you found this interesting, consider testing it yourself, or even tweaking it to fit your own style. Want the full backtest code or access to more strategies like this? Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I post new backtests and trading ideas every week.